Hey guys, so basically what I want to do is I want to, this one, the He-Man is not going to be too hard, but I want to make a galactic protector, Shera, or Space Shera, however you want to call her. She was, I think the only time we ever actually saw her was in the mini comics and classics, but I really like the design of this character. So I'm going to take elements of all three of these and kind of combine them together to make it. He-Man, all I really have to do is make a new sword, which I think I'm going to 3D print, and make some new armor and do some repainting. And that's really it. So he's easy. She's going to be a little harder. So I found these two models online, and I'm not sure which one I want. I might want both, so I'm gonna print both. It's the same sword. This one's labeled NA, this one's labeled O. I'm assuming that's for Origins. I don't know what else it'd be for. So that's what we're going with. Okay, so I got some of the pieces that I just need to paint. I don't need to do anything else to kind of out of the way. Some of them worked really well right out of the bat. Like the cape did, like no problem. Like, look at this, like this. I had to paint one of these red for the battle armor Shera, and it did not work that well. The blue goes over it much better. The silver, not so much, but that's okay. I can do a second coat on these, but this at least gets it started. Now, the hardest thing for this is going to be Shera's head, her loincloth skirt thing, and He-Man's armor. Although, I think it's just really going to be Milliput. I think Milliput's just going to be the answer. So, I think I need to go ahead and start sculpting it. That way it can start curing. And while that matches pretty good, I am going to paint this bottom just a little bit, hopefully make it match perfectly, but we'll see how that goes. Apparently, and this is not my recipe, Mega Customs or Baba Java X, I can't pronounce it, but I will include a link to him. He has a recipe for it where it's this Zocaro orange and light gray of the mecha color, like 2-to-1. So I'm gonna try mixing some of that up. Hopefully it's the right color, and if so, then success. If not, then we'll modify it from there. Okay, so that, I thought this was a failure, because only the one printed. But you know what? I can make that work. I just need to drill out a handle, I think. I'm not sure. We're gonna try it though. Okay, so I think I got everything sculpted for Heman. The only thing I still, I think, that I really have to sculpt is Shera's head, which is really going to be carving out some of her hair and replacing it with hoodie, and her loincloth, which is going to be pretty much adding on to that skirt. That's really it. This is actually going way quicker than I thought it would, which is not a bad thing. I'm just not used to stuff going right. You know what I mean? So, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bust those the legs apart. That way I can go ahead and get them painted blue too. I decided to reprint them laying down, so we're gonna see how these did, but I'm not sure. At least the one's got a handle now. So this was the first one I did, and like I said, all I really need to do is just sand off this bottom, and I can insert like a dowel or something like that for a handle, but I don't need to do that at all because these two turned out basically perfectly. I might need to sand just a little bit, but in reality, I think I'm fine because it's just for me. So I'm happy with them. We gotta let these cure in here for a while, but we can continue on with everything else. Time to start working on this head. Okay, so the visor is made. I'll probably end up super gluing it on when it's done, when the helmet's cured. But until then, it needs to be green. So, we're gonna dye it green. I actually went neon green. But I forgot that I used it to dye phony and mix it with regular green. So, it'll be what it is, it'll be fine. Now, I think it's time to go ahead and start oh, I did find out something, and because I had to get more photos, the cape. And of course it would work that it painted so beautifully, but the back of it's supposed to be white. I did not know that. So, we gotta go ahead and paint it. Okay, paint's drying on that. Milliput's drying on that. I guess the next thing I can do is finalize the harness, which I just need to do some trimming on. So I guess it's time to do that. So in anticipation of this project, I was originally just going to do Shera. And so I bought Shera's sword and shield. This is the Classics version, which would work just fine. It is a little more clear than the 3D printed ones I got. So part of me is like going back and forth. But I think I'll just use his sword. I mean, this one's fine. I think I'll use it for my regular one maybe. But I mean, this is going to be a lot better than mine was anyway. And then all I have to do is paint the hilt on this one, and it's ready to go. All right, so there's one big thing I gotta do, and that is, and I got them right here for reference. This Heman, which we're recreating, does not have a ponytail. Now, I'm of two minds of this. Part of me is just like, oh, well, you can just cut this off. The other part of me is like, I always thought that the Duplico head looked more like this, but no, we're just going to cut this off. What I bought it for, right? So it's real simple. Off with his hair. That's it. Look, he already looks more sophisticated. Here you go. That's done. Now we're just waiting on paint to dry, so can't do much else. I think the only thing I have left is finish painting this head, so no time like the present, huh? Actually, I think, and I've been thinking about this since I started, I think I'm gonna redo the silver. And because it's so light, it's hard to see next to the white, so I'm gonna add a little bit of gunmetal in with it just to darken it up a little bit and make it a little easier to see. So this is the visor I made, and it would totally work. It is the right shape, pretty much, and right shape, but it just was the wrong color. I tried dyeing it, but it didn't really take. What I did do is I tried putting a little bit of 3D printer resin in it, and it kind of acted like a mold. So now, while you can't see through it, and that's fine, I have goggles that work just fine. And the color I want. And again, they're not perfect, but I'm happy with them, so I'll take that. Now we're just waiting for this epoxy putty to dry, and we're all done. And now we wait. So I just wanted to show you real quick, like I gave her the visor, but look, it comes right off and it just clips. Just with pressure, centered, maybe. Just right in there. I think it was really cool. Like, just a cool fix, because you know what, I might want to display her like this, or, with the visor. The visor stays actually very well. It stays a lot better when you're not trying to film it. I am super happy with how these two turned out. Like I said, originally my plan was just to do Shera, but after I got the He-Man 4-pack on sale, an extra one, I was like, you know what? I might as well just do both because then he matches the Skeletor. Yeah. So like I said, I'm super happy with them. Hopefully this gave you some ideas of something you can try or want to do or technique or something. If it did, let me know down in the comments. There's going to be a playlist of all customs I've done over there. Please check it out. YouTube's going to suggest something for you down there. Maybe I'll throw that Battle Armor Shera down there. I'm not sure. It'll either be there or it won't. Anyway, like I said, you can subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next one. See y'all.